It's a huge weekend for Scottish football with jam-packed third round cup fixtures along with the return of the women's game. On Sunday, the Scottish Women's Premier League One returns after being paused back in December. The ladies are ready and raring to go, and earlier in the week I caught up with Leanne Crichton to find out how preparations were going. Joining me is a former Scotland international and current Glasgow City midfielder Leanne Crichton. Leanne, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's great
How are
to
you?
have you. You've been out, your last game was in December, so you've had a little bit of time out of training, but how has it been getting back to it with the girls?
Yeah, it probably felt longer this time around than even in the previous lockdown. I won't lie and say that the body hasn't struggled to get back up to speed. It's been incredible though, seeing the players, and I know there's certain players that have come to Scotland basically just to play football, and they don't have much else here, especially living in lockdown. So it's been nice to get back on the pitch. Certainly the vibes around the team has been great, and just to see everybody happy and back doing what they love has been great.
What sort of impact will that have on the team sort of going forward with so many games still to play and such lack of preparation compared to what you would normally have?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it will be tough. There's no getting away from that. You don't go through a season as strange as this, without there probably going to be some ups and downs along the way. We've had a number of new players that have joined the club as well, and certainly in the 4 week period, it's probably still not enough time to get to grips, 100% with knowing people's strengths and weaknesses, and certainly people's bodies getting up to that level of performance as well. But we just need to embrace it. Every team is in the same boat. It's one of these seasons that we hope will never happen again, and it's going to be pretty full on. I think we've, in the month of May, got 9 games, so there's certainly enough time in there for players to bond and get to know each other, and hopefully we can hit the ground running and get some positive results along the way.
And talking of positive results, you're currently only by goal difference in second place in the table, current champions. You've got lots to play for, still plenty of games. How are you looking at the table? Is it still drive for the top and continue to be champions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we need to be realistic and respectful of other teams and how well they've performed in the first round of games. But for us at Glasgow City, we wouldn't be fulfilling the badge and what it means to play for the club if we didn't have those ambitions to perform well and look to regain the title. It is what it is. We're not top of the table just now. Perhaps that's a bit of a reality check that we've needed, and we'll just keep working hard. I think there'll be points dropped throughout the course of the season in the games that are remaining. In Glasgow City, we'll need to work probably as hard as we've ever worked if we want to come out and top once the 2 rounds of games come by. But we'll take each game as it comes. That starts on Sunday against Celtic, one that we're looking forward to. We know over probably the last year or so, Celtic have come out on top against us. We beat them the first game of the season, which we were happy with, but a lot has changed since then. So we need to be professional and respectful and certainly prepare as well as we possibly can for that.
And plenty to play for on Sunday with them being in third position. And looking ahead to the match, and lots of matches being shown on BBC Alba, something new for this season or for the remainder of this season. How positive is that for the women's game, do you think, Leanne?
Yeah, listen, it's absolutely brilliant because BBC Alba have been a huge backer of the women's game in Scotland for a number of years now. They've given us a lot of coverage, both the national team and domestically, and it's been something that we've really benefited from. And I think the statement this year that they'll cover the most games that they've ever covered. I think there'll be some live stream games on the BBC, and hopefully there'll be some sort of highlights package going out there at some point in the not too distant future as well. So certainly the coverage and the visibility of the women's game is in a good place. We've seen that with the finances and the investment down in England as well. So for anybody that thinks that there's no demand for people to watch women's sport and women's football, then I can assure you that they're certainly they couldn't be any further from the truth. So it's exciting for us. I think it adds that extra element. When you know that the games are on TV, you want friends and family to be able to watch, and especially just now when no fans are allowed in to the games and the matches, to know that people will be at home watching and supporting, I think will certainly add that extra edge.
Well, wishing you all the best of luck for Sunday. I'm sure you don't need it, but have a great game, and thanks for talking to us, Leanne.
Thank you.
And it's a full card this Sunday with all 8 teams playing. Bottom of the table, Hearts women host Rangers, who are currently leading on 18 points. That will be live on BBC iPlayer from 1 o'clock. At the later time of 2 o'clock, Spartans host Hibernian, and Forfar Farmington head to Motherwell. And you can watch the current champions Glasgow City as they head to Celtic at the later time of 4:10. That's going to be live on BBC Alba.